Naoki Urasawa's monster is driven by emotions. Human emotions like guilt, hate, fear, regret, courage, kindness, and so on, of such inner depth has achieved in these 74 episodes is just profound. It is always astounding to see how every episode digs deeper into the character and pour out such a powerful emotions. And with this, it also provokes our feelings, our emotions, make us bite our nails, and sometimes make us pray for the good. Remember the orphan kid searching for his mom at the brothel? Martin's conversation with this guy, Tenma's conflict to who to operate first, and Nina's flashback memories, etc. etc., which guarantees that suspense and thriller lies ahead. Sophisticated and elaborated storytelling with such a complex plot is simply a mystery how easily Naoki managed to do it. The series starts with a kick. In the first 15 episodes, the murder of Liebert and Fortner family, mysterious disappearance of Johann and Anna from the hospital, and the mystery of Johann and Orphanage 511. They worked as narrative hooks and binders to the story in desire to know more. Up to 45 episodes. Story's pace was a bit slow. It shifts completely to a subplot. The amount of information given in each episode related main plot was often controlled, and sometimes it felt like watching fillers. But it's okay. Urasawa took his time there, builds up a strong foundation for upcoming mystery. The mid part also has its heart-stopping and beautiful moments too. Remember how Richard died? Fight of Tenma and Roberto? Johann passing out after looking at a picture book. Monster inside the fire? One of my favorite, when an old soldier who doesn't want bloodshed in the forest, and so on. But once after the Wolf Gang was introduced to us, the mystery of picture book revealed, and the story starts to reach its ending. Urasawa paced things up brilliantly. All the stories and characters that had felt unrelated to the greater picture are eventually drawn together and become part of Johann's grand plan. Urasawa deliberately gives misinformation while introducing new characters to the game, freezing emotions of old characters, and revealing all the mystery bit by bit, while keeping steady balance in story's straight progress this whole time and build up a grand suspense, which I think is the best any mystery thriller might have achieved so far. Urasawa built the series like he is directing a movie, with so many cuts, so many camera angles, the fashion of that time, location, weather, timing, architecture, and chronology of events. Everything feels perfect. There are some still pictures that you may not know, but they are so strong that only a single one will remind you of the entire story. Let's see this one. A wine glass on the table brings back all the memory of Richard Brown, doesn't it? Its music plays a significant role, creating ominous and frightful settings, or other may say silence. A delicate balance is going on between background music and quiet, which is like pumping a balloon with mystery and thriller, and it's going to burst eventually. Its opening song makes me squeeze my hands together while thinking everything's gonna be alright, and its ending song makes me pray for someone who's screaming for help. Series is filled with a lot of historical references of places, people, and incidents. Remember this character, Red Hindenburg? Believe it or not, it is inspired by a hydrogen-filled airship, the Hindenburg, which was caught in fire and got destroyed during its attempt to dock at Naval Air Station Lakeburst. Infamous Hindenburg disaster. Just like our Sophie, who liked to dress in red and got destroyed because she was caught in the fire of Johann's burning eyes. And not only that, philosophical and psychological concepts like identity, nihilism, brainwashing are often used. And Naoki didn't stop there. He used mythological analogies too. Now look at this. Story begins with a verse from Bible, Revelation 13, 1,4. Saw a beast rising from the sea. Sea is Jewish metaphor for what is frightful and terrible. With 7 heads. Heads represent wisdom. And 10 horns with diadems on it. With one head injured, but it is healed now. They worshipped the beast because he is marvelous. Nobody is like the beast. The God has given him the power. Tenma wishes his colleagues better be dead in front of Johann, and the beast grants his wish. I personally like to think of Johann as Satan himself. In another monster, Inspector Lunge describes Johann like a Buddha drawn to destruction. For those who don't know what is another monster is, it is a novel written by Naoki. The investigation report by Werner Weber. Weber interviews several key characters from the monster story in 2001 and investigates the events from the past, mostly detailing the occurrences before and after Johann was born. Urasawa's most considerable achievement, which I believe, is his so well written characters. Nobody is special. In fact, everybody is special in their own way. Every character has a background story, which makes the character why he is like this. Some conflict, which is tormenting the character from inside. And every character is fighting with himself or herself, and as well as with the outside world. Urasawa has beautifully done it, and this is what I love the most. Urasawa's style in character development is to give the spotlight to his character and let him take as much time as is needed, with the goal that all the emotions and feelings gather in itself and reach to its audience up to its maximum capacity. Consider these examples. Tenma saw Johann killed Mr. Juncker, watched the beast in his true form, and now he knows that his happy and successful life is a reward from the beast himself. The homicide of his co-worker was nothing but his own wish. So many people have died up till now. And when police didn't trust him, he realized that if somebody didn't stop this nameless monster, massacre will come and more innocent life will be lost. He cries out loud in the street after losing all the hope. And in these episodes, we don't see anything else but suffering of Tenma. Now consider Mr. Richard, just a small subplot character. Urasawa gives him the spotlight for a few episodes. We learn every conflict and regret that Mr. Richard has deep inside of him. And later, when Johan manipulates him to commit suicide, we end up whining because we got attached to him. He had a soft spot in our hearts in just few episodes. And same goes for Martin and his bravery, the way he won our hearts. Its main cast has brilliant character arcs with splendid peak moments. Remember when our beloved Wolfgang Grimmer is sitting on chair and taking his last breath? His struggle with emotion for most of his life has finally come to an end. All the emotion that were locked within him is now unleashed at once. In his final moments, tears come from his eyes. He's feeling happy and relieved because now he can feel the pain left by his son's death. Sometimes I wonder how many thoughts and sentiments those tears might have represented. Despite all the evil work Roberto has done, we felt sympathetic to him in his final moments. But my personally favorite character arcs are of Eva and Mr. Lunge and their journey of finding themselves. The development of relationship creates plot, and the relationship between characters in Monster is compact. One way or the other, they are all tied up together. This shows how much Urasawa understood his characters. Now you see this. The lawyer and Mr. Lunge formed a subtle bond of friendship through a record which recalled past memories in both characters, especially lawyer's memory of his father. And this whole confrontation caused him to cry in front of Tenma, which led them to trust each other and later to discover Roberto's true identity and his intentions. His style of characters and their appearances is unique in itself. His characters wear their personalities on their faces and sometimes in their body language. This is surprisingly sophisticated way to convey feelings and inner thoughts when you are mostly dependent on voice artist and the background music. He did not restrict himself to give his character some materialistic necessities but did not depend upon it. His character resembles real humans rather than some cartoon characters. When Naoki was asked that there is some unique look on his character's faces and what qualities does he focus on when he is illustrating his character, he answered that in case of real human, very simple form of expression like a smile has many subtle changes that occur in a person's facial expression from moment to moment, and that's what I tried to capture. He also told manga writers to go to drama classes first before going to any art school. Monster is true original with spectacular writing, great character, dramatic storytelling, thrilling music, and the fact that it's not a mainstream anime set in Japan. The only downside is that it's an anime series and a voice artist has his limitations. My point is, there were times when strong dialogues and scenarios weren't as influential as they should have. Charismatic presence of an actor brings a scene to life, flooding it with energies that we can't see but can sense, which makes it complete and predominant. Nevertheless, the level of connection Monster has attained with its viewer is remarkable. It offers us empathetic experience and an emotionally thrilling journey. Naoki constructed its story around questions on morality, human identity, and existence of pure evil. What will be more devilish act than killing an innocent child? But amidst all the moral dilemmas, horror, deadly intentions of people, dark conspiracy, dark shadows, there always a ray of hope. Extraordinary moments showing the value of fragile and weak human life, selfless love, and will to survive, no matter how bad situations are. People can have destructive ambitions, evil desires, but they are all redeemable, sometimes even sympathetic and good. This is undoubtedly what most wonderful message Monster gives to us.